Welcome to another J Talks Crypto. Hit subscribe.
We're going to be talking about some Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about some Toshi. We're talking about it all, but before we get into it, I got to let you guys know too, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just the homie Crypto J, and we just talking about cryptocurrency today. As you guys could see, our market cap is back at 3 trillion. Things just absolutely taking off as Bitcoin goes soaring now. Absolutely soaring close to 98,000. I told you guys that if we were going to be able to break out of that 95 range, we would bust out through that 96 pretty quick and possibly even revisit 98 pretty fast, possibly even 100, guys, pretty fast. In my opinion, I do think that we might see a retest of 100K next week, right? And look at the day of the week, guys. Thursday, right? Price pumps on a what? Thursday. Nobody else talks about that. Only I talk about that. Nobody draws that conclusion except for here, guys. And it's, as you could see, I had somebody tell me too, yeah, but the market's 24 hours, da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, we'll test this theory. Fakeouts on Monday, breakouts on Thursday. Test that theory. And it's not to say like it's always going to break up. Sometimes it does break down on a Thursday, but it's because the real market sentiment sets in later on in the week. The market's closed on Friday. So a lot of the time we're getting priced in around Thursday. And then again, weekend sell off. Usually we're creating higher lows or lower highs into the weekend if we're on an uptrend, or it just kind of depends where the chart's going. But as you guys could see today, Bitcoin looking super solid. A lot of people feeling super bullish on this. Somebody says, BTC, we don't trust gold. A massive gold deposit buried in deep in China's human. I don't even know what the heck I was talking about. But as you guys could see, White House, we are selling gold to buy Bitcoin. Is that what they said? That they're going to sell their gold to buy Bitcoin? I didn't see that. Apparently, Eric Trump drops bold Bitcoin prediction. He went off on a powerful segment that Bitcoin is set to take over and replace the traditional financial system. That's crazy because this is something that literally we've been talking about could happen in cryptocurrency. It's been something that's very far-fetched. But again, now you have the president's son talking about it. Just totally crazy. Bitcoin near 96K, leverage builds, liquidity signals surge. I think so too. I think that the amount of volume that we get today, Bitcoin near 98K breakout. I feel bullish on Bitcoin. Seems like the majority of people feeling really good about Bitcoin. And this is, again, guys, looking like we might see the altcoin cycle that we were talking about. It might happen sooner than we thought, guys. In my birthday month, the month of May, we turn around the game, man. Is it possible? Can we start seeing the stuff start to climb? A lot of these coins really starting to take off. And even they gave some price predictions on some of the stuff, like Ethereum dropping down to 1,200. I just don't really see that happening anymore. A lot of these coins are just picking up with the rest of the market, which is pretty much to be expected. Was concerned at one point about the breakdown. This guy was saying the same thing 4 hours ago. Interesting, man. Interesting, right? What will be the leader of the meme coins, guys? I want to know. In my opinion, there will be one meme coin that will outperform the rest. You guys could see, one of my top picks, Fartcoin over here, absolutely taking off. We talked about this one at 20 million as well. Fartcoin now coming in at $1.2 billion, creating a nice cup and handle. Still very bullish on this project. It's not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy it, but I am telling you that there has been a market demand for this. You guys could see it's trending over here on Dex Scan as well. Let's talk about Big Toshi, right? Up 7%. Let's talk about it. As you guys could see, Toshi also starting to break out on this one-day chart as well, and just really looking super hot. In my opinion, this is a hot chart, right? On some key resistance right here. And guys, if we break out of this, we might see Toshi go on a run. It's already up 7% today. But again, if Bitcoin wants to rip above that 98 range, maybe even Toshi might see a big price surge, especially if it can get above some of these levels over here. Is this going to really start to take off? I want to know what you guys think. Again, 178 million. Is it time for Toshi coin to regain that 200 million market cap? I know a lot of people, guys, sold out on that dip, and I told you guys now is not the time to be selling. Wasn't I saying that? Wasn't I saying also that there's a chance that we drop all the way down to 68K, but there's a chance we don't? And that's why I'm dollar cost averaging at all these opportunities. I've been saying that, guys, and Again, it just seems like the man who dollar cost averages, who is not over leveraging, he is generally the one who wins in the long term. He beats the guy who's swing trading and stuff like that. I mean, again, I was thinking that we were going to break down. The market was kind of showing that we might see a breakdown. But again, Bitcoin's not going to do all the time what we expect it's going to do. We just use indicators to kind of see what it can do. And we use like past history of charts to see what can happen. But again, at the end of the day, these guys can press the button and prices can skyrocket. And as you guys can see, that's exactly what happened. Bitcoin now coming in close to 2 trillion, huh? Are we close to 2 trillion now? Let's see. Let's see how much Bitcoin is worth. Yep, 1.93, getting close to 2 trillion there. Big Bitcoin breaking out with a nice bull flag on a Thursday, guys. Exactly the type of price action you want to see on a Thursday. Thursday. I'm gonna say it until you forget that things happen on Thursdays and not on the weekend, not generally on Mondays. Again, Mondays usually a fake out, right? So boom, here we are, Thursday, market pumping. Looking nice. I'm bullish on it. Look at this Toshi recovery, man. This is looking super solid on the 4. And this coin is looking really good on the 2. This thing might draw some FOMO pretty soon. I really do think that this thing could draw some FOMO, especially if we're able to break out of this zone right here. This could really start drawing in some FOMO in anticipation of a super big pump, which is also, again, kind of what we were talking about on the weekly, right? The fact that we could still turn up out this weekly and really start pumping. And when you look at the weekly chart too, you could really just see how early we are on Toshi. There's not much chart here, guys. That's how early you are. You're this early on a coin that is a meme coin that is listed on Coinbase. Crazy to me. Like I'm very bullish on this project. Again, we've watched this thing drop down all the way to 90 million. And I still told you guys like, hey, I still like Toshi. Possible double bottom here on this 1 month chart as well. And are we going to see a cup and handle, right? This could be a cup. And this could be the handle right here. You cannot have the cup and handle without that pullback. I want to know, again, is this thing going to start ripping up? To me, it has a decent chance. And then how is it really going to be looking on the 1 month? It's just going to be looking like this thing was running the entire time. You would never even expect that this thing was down so much and people were such a panic, because in hindsight, you just kind of forget these things, guys. It's just like the pain and everything, because the euphoria just takes over in the market, and then people think, wow, we'll just never go and retest these lows again. Guys, I'm here to tell you that even after Toshi goes pumping, if it does decide it wants to pump, there's going to come a day where it's going to come correcting. It's totally normal. And that's what I was saying, even when this coin was at 800 million and then seen a correction. I was saying this is totally a normal correction. It's totally healthy. It would be not healthy to not have a correction, right? When the price just keeps going on forever, it's called a bubble, and that's not a healthy chart. So again, the fact that Toshi coin is starting to round out and create a healthy recovery gives me even more confidence in this coin. I'm sure this thing, well, I'm not sure, but I would not be surprised if we saw Toshi coin trending in the top 10 today, and really starting to make some waves over here on DEX tools. I want to know what you guys think though. Are you bullish on this pump? Do you think it's just another fake out, or again, are we about to explode past 100K and send Toshi to the moon? I really think that Toshi is moving really good with Bitcoin, right? It's impossible to say that just because Bitcoin's pumping that this coin's going to pump, but it's also kind of hard to dispute that this coin is not moving on these Bitcoin pumps and showing signs of demand. In my opinion, there's a lot of demand for Toshi. We're getting more and more comments every single video, which lets me know, again, a lot of these guys that were sitting on the sidelines, they're starting to pick back up their bags. They're starting to be like, man, why did I ever leave? What was I thinking? Like, I was so early on this coin. Some of you guys like literally got into Toshi so early. Like, this is so, I still think that we're so early, guys. I still really do think that we're so early. Look, November 2024. This is again around the time where we were even talking about this. And here we are now in April. Imagine you had Toshi coin that launched around November and then you sold it in March. Is like, we do this so often though. And this is why I always tell people, you know, some of you guys will buy a coin the day it comes out and then sell it the next day. Like, there's no like belief in it, I guess. I don't know. You thought it was a gamble. I'm telling you guys, man, it's good to lock profits. I definitely do think that, you know, you should be at least taking out your initial here and there and being responsible. Again, I can't give you financial advice as to what to do, but I don't think it's a good time to be locking in profits when you're down in Q1. Don't sell in Q1, guys. I cannot say it enough. I mean, do what you want with your money, but I'm just telling you that we see corrections in Q1. This is what happens in Q1. So it's like, certain industries we just know move differently in different times of the years. It's the same thing, like Shopify and Amazon and all those things, they're slow in Q1, and then towards Q4 they start picking up. Same thing with crypto, guys. We're getting into those months now where crypto is usually heating up, right? This area, usually it's like June, July, August, like things are really popping. But again, I told you guys too, sometimes things happen before. Sometimes things happen before we expect them to happen. So I do think that might be the case here where, you know, there's still too much euphoria left in the market. And that's what I was feeling anyway. I was just feeling like there's still too much belief in crypto for us to really be at like a 17. Didn't it kind of feel that way? Like there were still too many people in this space. I know how it feels when people desert the space and when they are not really interested in it. And I just felt like that correction right there was like not the top of our cycle. I still feel like it's not the top of our cycle. Maybe it is. Maybe again, we reject off the 100K range and we start seeing a correction. Anything's possible, but I just don't think that it's very probable in this situation that we would see a significant breakdown, especially with us breaking up and breaking out of some of these key levels right here. I just don't see that being a probable thing that would happen. I think more than likely, it's going to be probable that we see a retest of 100K in this situation. And that, again, this might be the bull rally, guys. This might be the kicker right here. This might be the kickoff right here. So I'm definitely going to be looking for positions in a lot of these coins, especially base coins right now and SUI coins. That's just me personally. You know, again, you can do what you want. I'm probably going to put out some content today talking about some of these new projects and stuff like that that I'm paying attention to that are at even lower market caps. But guess what, guys? A lower market cap is going to mean a more volatile coin. So just also be ready for that, you know, the smaller your coin is, the more volatile it's going to be. And the more chance that you're going to wake up and be down like 60, 70%. If you can't handle that, again, don't put that money in there because you ain't got no money. You ain't got no business doing that. So as always, guys, you know, this is not financial advice. Invest responsibly, have an exit plan, do things that you feel like would not have you in the doghouse at home for all you guys that are married, or have you in a bad financial situation for all of you guys that are not married and just trying to pay your bills, right? You don't want to be caught with your pants down or anything like that. Some people got caught with their pants down, right? And in those prior months, and they were over leveraged. I just don't like to see that happen because, again, some of those people are not going to want to pick up crypto again until after Toshi coin's at a new all-time high. They're going to make the same mistake twice because they will have taken profit and then they'll be like, oh, well, I'll just buy back in if it goes back to a new all-time high. This is the worst mentality to have. And this is a normal trader's mentality. I feel like a lot of people wait to see, oh, I got to see if it's going to go back up. Like, in my opinion, the time to buy is in the fear and not in the greed. It's in the fear. So again, we are starting to slowly tick back up in this fear greed index, right? It tells us right on coin market cap, the sentiment of the market right here. So we're pretty much at a 51, pretty much a deciding moment. And it just seems like a lot of these coins, again, the volume is going into certain projects, right? Look at SUI, again, up 6%. Like, got to make a whole video about SUI, bro. I'm telling you, because I'm telling you, we were talking about this even at 3 billion on the dip, guys, and it's at 12 now. It's already done a 4x from down here. So again, I'm interested to know how high a lot of these projects will go, especially Toshi, guys. Toshi has been, again, the #1 coin that I've been talking about on this dip because I am long on this project. I do see Toshi coin hitting $1 billion, especially if Bitcoin wants to keep going up. Honestly, I could see this thing going anywhere. In my opinion, if you guys want to know my price prediction, and again, it's just a prediction. I'm not a fortune teller. This is not to say that this has any truth. It's literally a prediction. Don't be like, you told me this. I predict that Toshi coin will probably be somewhere between $4 billion and $10 billion. So right now we're at 178 million. My opinion, the people that were buying this at like 90 million are, we're buying in the fear, and we all get what we deserve, right? That's what I always say. We all get what we deserve, right? If you sold during that time, you got what you deserved. If you were buying during that time, you got what you deserved. If they bought during that time and then the price went down, you got what you deserved, right? So we all get what we deserve out of it. In my opinion, you got to play to win. You got to risk it for the biscuit, man. So I'm going to be around. I'm going to be talking about a lot of this crypto stuff. But at the end of the day, guys, the decision is yours. It's not financial advice. You got to be responsible. Go speak to a financial advisor if you want to make buying decisions for the 100th time. But anyway, guys, catch you next video. Peace.